The final placement logbook is placement logbook 4B, which is the mental health placement, which it will be two weeks of the 4 weeks block. It could come at the beginning or at the end of the, so that could be the first 2 weeks or the second 2 weeks. It's not related in any way to the acute placement. Because there is only one checklist on this placement, so all the other placement checklists for acute 4A must be completed during that acute placement. There's just the one checklist for mental health, and it's actually basically will be easy to complete because you'll be caring for people with mental health conditions every day. On page 26, you can see here a summary, the unit of competency that's covered for Cluster 6, implement and monitor care for a person with mental health condition. And so basically you need to provide care for 2 people with a mental health condition, and you also need to reflect on the care that you provided. This is your little check sheet to make sure that you've completed what you needed to get done. This is the checklist just here, and basically it's caring for 2 people with mental health conditions. So they can be any number of conditions. You've studied many different types of mental health conditions in class and discussed the clinical presentation of those conditions. So it's relating back to the knowledge that you've gained in theory and how that looks when you are caring for a person with mental health in the mental health setting. So you'll need to be assessing the person's mental health status, their symptoms, understanding why they're admitted and what sort of implementation or nurse, not just so medical implementation and the care they're receiving, and then start thinking about how you can address their nursing needs and support them in your role. So in addition to any counselling or medications that they might be receiving, so the different support measures that you might have in your role as a nurse, whether that be something as simple as encouraging them to get out of bed and assisting them with their activities of daily living, something like that. So, and it's also very important that you use your time in your mental health placement to work very closely with your buddy nurse who has a lot of experience in caring for people with mental health issues and concerns and conditions. So they'll be able to help you provide some plans in relation to strategies that might be the best approach to caring for that person, and ensuring that you are working within your scope and not putting yourself into a complex area that you're unsure what you're doing. Once again, you need to complete a reflection of the 2 people that you've cared for that we had this checklist for, and that will be identifying the different nursing interventions that were put in place, what clinical presentations or health information helped you arise at that particular clinical intervention. So, you know, the information that you read or found or researched on that condition or on that person's medical file, and how you worked with the RN to meet the needs of that person, as well as how it applied to your knowledge that you had already gained before commencing the placement. So really the same thing again for the second person, and that is the only checklist that you have to complete for the placement 4B, so on your mental health placement, just the one checklist. Very easy.